still waiting which lane he's ever going to lose. So we'll see. I mean, Tundra probably has the Slark lane already figured out. The way they're playing, I don't expect this Brewmaster to do poorly, and their mid lane is also fine. So I think I have to go with Tundra again. Buckchip has a better draft than he had in the first game, but the spell is a little bit iffy.
It's a bit forced, I would say.
Yeah.
It's similar. I feel like last game it was much more of the, oh my god, this hero's so bad on Jug, right? Like, I don't want to give him chances because of this. I think this game they can totally win this, especially with how they played last game. But I do feel like Thunder still has a slightly better draft, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm a fan of the Slark.
Okay.
I like the Slark. I don't think the hero's that bad right now, because a lot of the core-to-core matchups that he has with some of the top heroes, Terribly, Dusa, and Luna, are actually pretty good for Slark. So even if the hero's not too strong, that allows him to be a bit more powerful.
Yeah, I think the difference, like Slark is a really good hero against some of the popular carries right now, but he's just very hard to execute because, you know, with Luna, as we talked many times, you just like play your lane, farm your power spikes, and you know clearly what those power spikes are pretty much every game. Whereas with Slark, sometimes you can be fighting with just treads because you have this like Dreamstroke that enables you. Sometimes you have to go Midas, sometimes you have to go Echo. Like there's way too many builds, way too much variation, and figuring out exactly what you should be doing every game, not only as a Slark but as a team around the Slark, I think can be difficult. So Tundra, I do expect them to be a better team. Let's see if they can execute.
That's a very, very good point, and I actually reminds me of as we get a really nice stroke of Fate Initiation. Slark tried to fight Melis, but he went for the Shield Crash level 1. Definitely the right build against a Slark, and he might be able to get a kill against DNZ. Do you have anything to slow him down? No, so DNZ will be able to get out. You know, Slark reminds me of Luna before she got this incredibly good shard, to be honest. Because it was very similar as to when is my timing to exactly fight? Because you have to use her mid-game power spike with Eclipse, but you have to keep on farming, and you have to decide between like Mask of Madness, like Dragonlance, to like try to boost you, or what exactly works. It was much more difficult. And in NA, for example, where Luna was popular back then, they struggled to make her work on less coordinated teams. With the shard, it became all easy because it's like, oh, Dragonlance always, I get shard, once I get Satanic, I heal and I'm invulnerable, GG, you know?
Alright, I really want to watch 33 this time. I feel like I didn't really make justice to how I laned, so I'll be watching 33 pretty much this whole laning stage. I think mid's gonna be a farm fast. Yeah, maybe 9 can get a kill in Desperate, but I think it's not very likely.
I would agree. And I think bottom is interesting though. I'm really keen on seeing how Melis deals with the Slark. I always like watching a spammer against what I think is a relatively good counter, because that's when you see the spammer, and Melis is definitely a Pangolier spammer. That's when you see the spammer's true potential come out, right?
Yeah. Just figuring out exactly how to deal with that. I think he's doing a good job here, just dragging the creeps around. You just want to be away from the Slark, so whether you pull creep waves is good, but they don't really have a melee support, so Astro can't really do that too much. So ideally, you just want to, in this lane, you want to force the Dreamstroke away from Skitter, just so that they cannot use their spells together. Like, Skitter shouldn't kill the Pangolier by himself, but he can definitely get a kill with the Dreamstroke helping him.
Yep. I like the build on Melis, by the way. Don't go for Lucky Shot early, as a lot of Pangos would, because no point in Slark, I explained earlier. The one thing about Shadow Demon that's good though, even though he's not a melee support that can pull the wave, is that he can cancel pull from Grimstroke. So if the lane equilibrium goes the way of Pango at any point, he's actually pretty good at making sure it stays that way. Because with the Shadow Poison, you're very effective at canceling potential pulls.
Yeah, that is true. I'm a little afraid for the HP of the Melis though. They do have one salve on Astro, so that's going to be his saving grace for a while. But because he's going for this corrosion, no bottle, no other regen items, I do fear a little bit. He's still level 2, but he might just fare more regen as the lane develops.
Alright. Let's get a win in this lane. Melis actually not struggling too much though right now. Doing a pretty good job of staying here. Mid we're seeing the farm fest we talked about. They have barely touched each other, honestly.
Yeah, it's like, I think the way 9 plays this lane is you want to force phase shift.
Oh,
okay.
I'm sorry. Ducala's got the kill with Bushwhack. 33's like, I was doing so well this late staking. He's not actually. He's struggling. I mean, it's to be expected. This lane is very strong.
Yeah, it's got the aura, the extra damage working on the apron shot. It is definitely annoying. I don't expect Brewmaster to go for the Drunken Brawler build this time. I think it's gonna be. I don't think it actually works against this lane. And yeah, but as I was saying, I think the way for Nine to get a kill against Pangolier is you want to force the phase shift when, like, with a hit or something, as you get lots of sticky napalms, and then you get the flame ring. Very interesting art here from the Puck. He was trying to steal the bounty, but he might just kill himself.
Oh, I don't know, Desperate. I don't know about this. They're out of mana though. They actually can't continue sticking napalm in. Desperate will get the orb. I think he did it based on mana.
Oh, that's weird. The cooldown on the illusory arm didn't. Wow, that's very. I thought he had an arcane rune, but there's no way an arcane rune spotted for a minute. So
Radiant's courier
I don't know.
has been
This
killed.
is low cooldown. I mean, that was very well calculated. He knew 9 didn't have the Firefly on cooldown for like 2 seconds, which was those crucial 2 seconds
Yeah.
that got them away.
Very nice.
All wrapped up.
Yeah, but I mean, bottom, even though Melee is not dying anything, the Lark is 28 and 9. He is really pressuring this Pangolier a lot.
I mean, I said it, right? It's honestly one of the better matchups for Slark. I mean, Slark actually gets really good matchups. You give him an Underlord, you give him a Pango or something. The only problem is that even though he'll win his lane, he'll still be out-farmed by a Luna just because Slark doesn't farm that fast. It's just the nature of the hero.
Which is what PUBG's probably banking on here.
Yep. That's why Slark's not getting played, by the way, because people were like, oh, I can win my lane by maxing attribute shift. It's so good. And or essence shift, sorry. They caught the NZ. The Inkswell, I think the NZ is still gonna die. So he's like, oh yeah, I can just max essence shift. Offlaners can't fight me. I'm so good. And then all of a sudden you're like 2k behind minute 10 because you don't have Dark Pact and you don't farm for anything. And I just leave you alone.
And you don't kill anyone as well because you have passive.
Yeah. It feels bad. That's why Slark got into a really awkward position of what's the best build? Is there even a good build for this hero?
Yeah, I think that's really one of the biggest problems. They did buff Echo Saber a little bit. Still didn't really push too many players to play the Slark.
Yep.
But I think in general, the reason Slark is not picked as much is that, because the mentality right now is to always first pick the Luna, Terrorblade, Yusa. You never end in this position where you're picking the carry after the enemy offlaner. And so, like, obviously you don't want to pick Slark early. You want to pick him in a matchup. Speaking of Slark, can he get melons here? Actually, probably not.
No pound speed, no kill. He went for the Dark Pact build. Skitter's like, I know I'm getting out-farmed by the Luna. I have to mitigate that as much as possible. Here, Junko in the mid lane is going to be here for DNZ. And the Inkswell avoided by Desperate. Nice job. Nice. DNZ, and Illusory Orb will be able to kill him if they just get the one last hit. Shadow Poison will do the trick. Instead, in the top lane, they're also going for Ducalis, and that took much longer for 9, so he's much further away from the lane, but at least he got an equal kill.
Yeah, I really like the way PUBG was able to isolate this Grimstroke. They kill him once with the rotation of the Hoodwink to the bottom lane, and then they kill him middle. So he's not really playing alongside Skitter, which means he's not really getting a lot out of the lane. He might even die here.
He has a Dark Pact. He's not going to dispel a Shadow Poison. However, Shadow Poison is only level 2, so it shouldn't kill him. And even salves. Okay, they have a salve for him before he hits Shadow Dance. It's fine. Once he hits Shadow Dance, it's fine. 3-3 is not so lucky though. 3-3 just start by crit lot. And we're getting a really good start for PUBG this time. Very, very good for them.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. I think they really outmaneuvered Tundra with their lanes were not good, but they were able to swap the heroes around in a way that helped them.
I think particularly the domination of the mid lane against 9 was a very, very important one here. They managed to do a lot against 9 with the Puck, even though, like we said, the matchup is not one-sided on any side. It just so happens to be that you have to play it really carefully.
Bottom is crazy, by the way. They're diving a level 6 Slark here.
Yep, I don't really need to kill him though. I mean, you had killed DNZ. He had to infuse Raindrop, which was helping him for now. Inkswell and Skitter, considering going for the kill against Astral. Astral has disruption in 2 seconds. He'll at least be able to waste some time. And in fact, Astral might be able to get away because Dark Pact Max does nothing. Unfortunately, just a farming tool right now.
I gotta say, I'm very impressed with PugChamp. Like, they literally always kill the Grimstroke, and so Skitter doesn't really benefit from this lane that should be really strong. I'm not sure I agree with his skill build. I think either 2 points of Phantom's Embrace or Inkswell would have been probably better. But I think he wanted the Q to help the Zard get range creeps at the start of the lane stage. So I mean, the fact that he's under level is definitely PugChamp's just playing really well around the map.
Yeah, these rotations have been on point, whereas we see a Tundra with much more static lanes. Something that we tend to see from them, by the way. They don't tend to rotate too much early. At best, snaking will rotate mid, but it's not like we see this kind of crazy rotations where all of a sudden the 5 is bottom and then the 4 is top for some reason.
That said, Skeeter now has that free HP region all the time, which means he's gonna pretty much rule this bottom lane. Very hard for the Penguin to ever take this tower. Let's see if Skeeter can use that to his advantage to use the niche.
Yeah, so you see what I was talking about the Pug versus Nyx. The Pugs now know, all you need to do is you send a Protect all the way to the Nyx, and as about to hit, you just face shift, right? Doesn't matter what it is. And then with that, you break the Spike Carpus, and every other piece of damage you have against them will hurt. It's actually kind of easy to play once you know the matchup. Yeah,
the only play the Nyx has against Puck is being Vendetta in the first place and using Carapace Invisible. That's when you can kill the Puck.
Skitter's maxing Pounce next, which makes sense, honestly. Maybe one value point as in shift is useful, but he just don't fight early, so at least Pounce helps you get away from fights. It's a bit defensive.
Precious bounty.
Well, they send a sentry here to Skeeter via a smoked Snaking, and now looks like they're gonna try and look for a fight here with the 2 supports.
Yep, we don't have Vendetta though, so I mean these supports are kind of level, right? Yep.
They really are.
On Tundra are both level 5, both level 6, and it's so difficult for them to make plays here on Tundra.
Oh, TP from Pango. The silence, nice.
Good impale to make sure the silence comes out. We hear a lasso in the backline, that's to kill the Puck. Rolling Thunder, snaking, most likely going to die here. Yes, there we go. Shadow Poison, 800 damage. Get Z. Hey, then with the swash.
I actually think this was still good for Thunder though, because they did kill that.
Especially if they get Melis here, this would be huge. The 2 stacks of sticky napalm though, not enough. Astro will annoy him. And now the one at Purge, is 9 going to die here? For the Shadow Poison? Yes, he will. There's no way he survives his damage. Just one more stack of Shadow Poison, they might not even need it. There we go. 400 damage from Shadow Poison, 4 stacks. Skitter joins to the tail end of this fight, but the Luna's nearby, and Skitter's afraid of doing any more. And Melis goes, yeah, come here. They just want to fight me. He goes for the Grimstroke, takes the kill. Melis could be in trouble, gets hit by the Inkswell. Now the Pounce is ready as well. He needs to cancel this Swashbuckle from happening, but Skitter does not use the Pounce in time. Well, why?
I don't know. I actually have no idea. Well, I mean, nice job by PugChamp. That was kind of weird, honestly.
Astral played that really well, but I am surprised towards the end of that. Astral's still low. We didn't really consider this, by the way, but picking Batrider into Shadow Demon, something just slipped my mind, but not. Maybe
it's
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, but breaking enough trees so you can't get bushwhacked. Under with the sharpshooter. In comes the Slark. Skitter gets into the sharpshooter. Skitter still on the Shadow Dance. Into the Shadow Dance. Does not use it. Skitter dies.
What? There's no way that should happen. He TP with 50% HP.
No,
what is going on? What's he put HP?
Look at that. You see?
What is happening? They don't have any TPs on their heroes. I guess Bruin has his, but he doesn't have Primal Play.
And they even kill Grimstroke for free. I don't know.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And yeah, this is exactly my point on why Slark is a weird hero dispatch. Like, he had a really good lane stage. He was about to finish his X-Saber, but since you don't farm that well, you always feel pressure. Like, you know farming doesn't give you that much. So you see, like, fights, and you think, well, maybe I should help, right? I probably get more gold out of fighting than I get out of farming creeps. And then you die, and then you die again. He actually only died once, but still, I think he's already so far behind the Luna, even though he made one mistake the whole game.
I mean, he made the other one as well earlier with the Pango. How
I mean, he didn't get the kill, but I don't think
Right.
like that wouldn't be the 3,000, actually 2,000 goal difference between the
I mean, that's
two
true.
carries.
He farms
Yeah.
super slow. They've also
Yeah.
been putting a lot more pressure. Like, what can they do against the Luna? It's really just been 3-3 alone in this top lane. And 3-3 better carry this game because he's just been harassing the
I'm
Luna
not
right now.
opposed to taking the
Yeah,
occasional
he
bounty.
doesn't really.
Look, Melis is doing so much more. I just pick Pango every time for Mel. It doesn't matter if this hero's countered or not. Is he gonna get the kill? No. That was close though. He forced a split.
We jinxed him.
Melis will die. Yeah, never mind. Don't pick Melis Pango ever. He's out.
Oh, they cancelled the swashbuckle.
Swashbuckle. Swashbuckle, sorry. And that would have gone. No, he's dead. Job 3-3.
Wow.
Mid lane though, they did find Skitter, and Skitter will die. I don't know what happened there. Probably got trim coiled. Yes. And even the Shadow Dance, he was unable to survive. Puck is pretty good against Slark.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures
Oof.
are fortified.
I don't know, man. This is looking pretty rough. Looks like PugChamp got their stride back with the draft.
Yes, I mean, there's a lot of comfort picks, because to me, it really has nothing to do with the draft. And it's really just I'll kind of outplay Tundra, truth be told.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'm just playing really well. They're rotating much more effectively. They're playing more proactively. Tundra's trying to respond, but they're not responding as effectively as they could. Top lane 3-3 did a decent job, but honestly, as a brew, you should be able to do that. It's not that difficult. And you start to use 3 heroes to get rid of a Pango.
I just feel like the way you play, like as you said, like proactively, often has to do with the draft that you have. I do feel like, you know, if they just gave Skitter as man, he wouldn't be joining those fights, which would mean he's probably like as farmed as the Luna is, considering the lane that he had.
Yeah.
But he can't, right? He's a Slark, so all his possibilities are limited by that pick.
And we'll see. He's starting to recover. If he could recover in a game where he was playing
Dire's
Void, I think a
top
Slark is... I
tower
mean, he
is under
definitely
attack.
farms faster than Void, so...
Radiant's middle
Yeah, I
tower
would
is
agree.
under attack.
Krillad for now, though, he sees... I think Krillad acknowledges how strong he
Radiant's
is right
middle
now, and he's like, I
tower
can
has
afford to stop farming a bit on Luna and
Dire's
instead
top
start
tower
pushing
is
and be
under
more
attack.
aggressive. I think that's the right play for Krillad.
No sentry.
Now, let's we do have Rolling Thunder with a Swashbuckle. Nice, bit silenced. Snaking. Now, snaking. Silence been killed. Easy. DNZ will also fall. There's a flame break from the back. Melis coming
still the
closer. We
stack.
have a Rolling Thunder, but 9. He's just gonna lose a stack instead, but not as light at
Radiant's
least.
middle tower is under attack.
Okay.
Pango versus Grimstoke and Batrider does not care. The guy is just dominating. Even Slark, and it's fine.
33 could be in trouble here. There's a ward from PugChamp.
3-3. So it's a split. So,
Dancing.
found him. Does he have enough damage? Really? Yeah. No chance for the split. Should have used it earlier. However, Desperate did die in the middle lane.
Yeah, that's good. We finally used the Vendetta Spike Carapace combo. They didn't use Lasso for this. So
Radiant's top
this
tower
is
is
okay.
under attack.
I'm just really scared for Skitter. He's gonna bank on this Ag Spark Spike to be able to join fights. I'm just afraid that the Luna's gonna be way too big at that
Dire's
stage.
middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yep. I don't know. I mean, he is now keeping up with farm, to be honest. The 2k lead that she had earlier has not increased by a lot. And Slark actually has farm right now. It's not looking
Yes.
too dire for Tundra, but obviously...
But the problem is that they got towers as that happened. So like Slark was AFK and Luna was getting towers at the same time. So it's not like they were trading farm, you know?
Yeah, that's very true. Luna's
Yeah.
been much more useful for her this time.
Yeah.
If Luna goes back to farming, she should be able to now enlarge in the gap as well.
Yeah. What are other power spikes going on here? I think Dying is gonna get that BKB, so that's probably when they'll try to fight again. The Brewmaster also going for the Ags. It's probably gonna be, we're gonna get BKB on Matt, then Ags on Brew. And with the Ags on Slark pretty much at the same time, that's when they'll finally be like decentish fighting. Slark though, being chased, should be okay. Smoke. is good for Tundra. I think they are at least they stopped the bleeding a little bit, and they are able to like farm lane and split PugChamp a little bit. Most of these rotations are not connecting. Like didn't taking, I don't think they care.
Disruption, preload, snaking, there's the bushwhack, Lucent Beam on top of that. And they took down snaking. PugChamp will continue to push this down.
Structures are fortified.
As DNZ also falls desperate, and the help from Melis getting that kill. PugChamp will take 2.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's gonna be tier 2 for them probably. The Brewmaster is way too close to the eggs, I think, to actually help. And the DKB on the Batrider is finally done. So yeah, the dots are connecting. I think Tundra will probably fight in the next minute or so. Probably. It's kind of weird because as Lark you do have the night vision advantage as well, so I don't even think they have to wait for the 20-minute mark. So the daytime starts. But usually, oh,
that's a Pango. That's a dead Pango now. Good. A little pick up for Tundra. PugChamp is not waiting though. Like it's natural for them to lose 1 or 2 heroes as long as they're continuing the fight and putting pressure.
Has been
Very different to what we saw from Unique, for example, in the second game yesterday where they played super defensively. Any kill was a big issue because they were taking this to the late game. PugChamp is trying to make sure that Tundra has no game by minute 30.
I agree. Axe flying out for Skitter. Yeah, I mean this is good. They have everything now. I'm definitely expecting Tundra to make a move, or else I think they're gonna start getting way too far behind. Like one big problem for Tundra is that even if they win a fight, their push sucks. Their roach is terrible. So you don't really get that much out of winning fights besides just like getting some SHF stacks, which by the way, Skitter has 0, which is not really how I want to play Lark, unfortunately.
I mean, that's true. I don't think that's the biggest of things. Like, one agility is like, oh, wow,
No, I don't even mean that. I mean, like, keeping enough SHF stacks so that, like, you constantly fight and you keep them up,
Right.
Because, like, it definitely gets to a point as Lark where you want to never let them end so you can keep getting those advantageous fights.
That's true. Either that or you take a really long fight, which is kind of difficult for you.
Yeah. So it looks like is Roche a possibility here? They have Solar Crest on Luna.
Ooh, desperate. And they can kill him here. It's huge. Mana burn. Triggered. Good disruption with the bushwhack. But they actually stun him with a Spike Carpus. Or he stunned himself, rather. As Desperate will fall. 9. No Blink Dagger is fast. Can he catch up to Tukalis? He'll try, but he's been knocked demonic burst. In comes Skitter with the axe already ready. Bushwhack. Not gonna stop a man with Dark Pack. Tukalis, you might have to go accepting your death. As you will. As Skitter will take the kill. And there we go. The first agility, but he did it. 21 minutes in.
Perfect. And here's the thing. If this is a Terrorblade, if this is a Sven, he roach straight up. What does Lark do? He goes back to the lane because this is Lark.
And he's farm. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is good, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to make them look bad. I think that's finally their power spikes lining a little bit, and it should be harder for PugChamp to keep doing what they were doing the first 2 minutes.
Yep. I still believe though that if we take a fight head on, especially now with the BKB on Luna, it's still going to be a win for PugChamp, and that's why they can force this in the mid lane where they're going for 9. BKB already ready though, and that's going to save him. Snaking, no Spike Carpus. He has to just outrun this. 3-3 does not almost split 2 in fact. Snaking, he just got out. He doesn't lose it. Took the bounty. Okay, Spike Carpus, she's set up on the Willow, and we hear Oscar from behind. Onto the farm to Carpus, and Desperate dies at the same time. Desperate, he can try to get away. The Inksoul's not well calculated, but it doesn't really matter. Skitter will land the final hit. Okay, and the second point of agility. Look at Skitter moving up in the world. And they're also fighting Melez. The swashbuckle shouldn't have been aimed at the Nyx. He didn't know he was there, invisible. Spike Carpet might have punished him. Glad the Eclipse though. Second splits up. They need to stop the Luna though. They're gonna just lose all the Brewlings like this. 3-3. He has one Brewling out though, so it should be fine for now. As Skitter continues the attack on Quillan. He started with Shadow Dance, finds out instead. Shadow Dance might need to be activated now. He needs to survive this. Oh, he's holding it to the last second. He doesn't want to die. He has to go invisible. That's gonna give him the healing necessary. Can't die to the Pango's damage, but they have to outrun PugChamp right now. Tundra, they're just not strong enough to face him head on.
I mean, this is still really good. The puck dies again. The Slark starts to accumulate those essential stacks, which always makes it harder for puck chip to take a fight after it. Even though they use 2 primal splits, they use lasso. That Slark is going to be a thorn in their shoes from now on. So nicely done by Tundra. Very.
A thorn on their side or a stone in their shoe? Yeah, I agree. But a thorn
I mean,
in their shoe.
couldn't it be a thorn in their shoe?
That's the worst, right? That's too bad. But
yeah.
Can you imagine? Wow, I can see. Really hate Slarks, huh?
They do kill 33 here.
I did see
Roche being taken.
Okay, you defend this as a Tundra?
It's a little hard. They do have this spam. I mean, the Roche line on puck chip is so much better. But Skitter, yeah, I think he has to delay. You don't really commit, you delay and wait for 33 to respawn, but he's kind of scared actually. Oh, this is the Roche.
Yeah, it is. And the flame break. And the
or is it?
Comes in with DKP. Only on the Luna. They run over Fraction. And the Soulbite though. And they actually take the Aegis on 9. Krillot fighting Skitter to the death. Skitter acting the Shadow Dance. Still has a lot of NCC stacks, but that's going to be snaking dying. Skitter needs to run away with the pounds. He should be able to. We have one Primal split, but no 3-3 nearby. DNZ might have to sacrifice himself for the skill. Honestly, 9th in the Aegis. Still a win for them.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with how Tundra actually took that. They were so chill about it.
They don't have Shadow Dance. Rather than 10 seconds they clip, 3-3 activates the Primal split. What are we going for? Seems like to call this. They're just going to ignore this for now. Time to go for the tower instead. 11 stacks of Essence Shift. Stork actually hurts now. And 3-3 will just sacrifice his Brewlings to try to take the tower. He will. Let's not forget that the Earth Brewling still has Demolish.
Do you remember the old times of Brewmaster? Where he would, Electro the Brew? Dude, that was so crazy.
That might be my favorite strat in Dota.
Yes. Like, I think that was one thing that probably no one ever, theory crafted, and I really like when a team just, gets to really understand the game and use something that was never done in the history of Dota. Oh, quite
thinking. Spike Carpus, that's pretty good. It's a bail, but okay, sorry. I hyped him up way too much. He was definitely gonna die there. And Krillot just got the kill. Skitter getting close to S and Y. Maybe then he'll be able to fight a bit more head on. Because honestly, just feels like Skitter hits, but deals no damage. Well, talk about dealing no damage. He's forced to pounce himself to safety. Double pounce. Very hard to catch up to the Slark.
Oh man, this Slark hero. You know, if they can delay this for 15 minutes, I feel like the Slark, I feel like the Slark just auto wins because if he takes good fights. But look at the items that he has, right? He has no damage. You have to go Echo, Sanjin Yasha eggs. Almost none of that gives a lot of damage, which is pretty much what we're talking about. This hero has lots of flaws. I think the reason this game is being delayed is just that every game 33 is able to rush Midas and eggs on Brew, and then it's pretty hard to take any fights. You always get at least an even fight if you were able to use 2 primal splits. So we'll see if they can delay. It's just so weird, right? I feel like any other carry would have done a better job than Slark, but I'm not hating. Actually, it's one of my favorite carries. It's just kind of a hard patch for him. Oh, nice. Packed.
Look, I have belief in this Slark. Give it a bit of time. We'll see. I mean, not if 9 does this, though. Guys, my Aegis. I didn't use it yet. Let's go use it. And so he dies. Baruch and Silence. He needs to get a split. Step 2. It's time to leave. The cause at least goes away. 9 has the TP in the middle of this. Nothing else we can do. They do catch up to the Slark. He has 1 pound and the Shadow Dance still. Skitter might have to use it. TP on it. Whoa! The charge! Bosom beam! Oh no, Skitter. The pound.
That was close, actually.
Yeah, the Swashbuckle did guess it. He at least bought S and Y before he died, so he didn't lose too much gold there.
Yeah, just for the viewers watching, because I know I'm gonna get some hate for this. Slark is really good versus Puck, because you can, break the coin on Dark Pact, you can always pounce away and just get a lot of HP regen. But besides all of the hero interactions, look at Luna, right? She's been farming the whole game. She joined fights. And this might be damaging the tier 3, I think, because they don't have buyback on this Larkito. Maybe not, actually. But it's pretty dire, the situation right now.
Bounty!
Yeah, just too much gold on the map, honestly. It's really difficult to face the Luna. Slot can't match her farming speed. And it's so difficult to try to stop her because there's so many safe spaces to farm that Luna will always find it. So even with heroes that are relatively aggressive, like a Brew or Batrider, they just don't do enough to stop her. I agree. I mean, in due time, Slark will be able to catch up and probably kill her.
Yeah, it is. I also one thing that I have to complain. I think I've been complaining a lot this game. Sorry. I didn't see the Greenstroke playing with Skitter that much. I do feel like he would get easier kills if the Inkswell was used on him. But I feel like he's just playing so aggressively that's kind of hard for the Greenstroke to follow him, especially when you're playing from behind. So maybe the blame is actually not on him, just the situation of the game. DNZ does get the X though, so you're gonna have that portrait.
Alright, honestly, this might be your true carry now. So you just go for a while, and then you wait until Slark eventually gets enough farm to match her, but for now you just steal Luna. No Scotty on her actually, so she's kind of weak to the Dark Portrait, because there's nobody more to kill.
Just outsource your carry. That's the easiest way.
Outsource your carry. Yeah, I mean, she didn't get Butterfly though, so she's not incredibly strong. Like, I think her build is very smart, not just against Slark, but against the potential Dark Portrait, because Daedalus, not so great on illusions, obviously, not a big stat build, no Butterfly.
Yes, for sure. The Refresher though, about to be there for 33, so we're gonna have those 4 splits. We did see that winning game yesterday, ENZ. Dead.
Once we get the shard soon for her.
Yeah, the shard's gonna help. Lots of region he can share with his friends. I wonder, that probably works in the buildings, right? So...
A prize!
Yeah, it should, right? Yeah, it should.
I think it's actually amazing because the Luna is, it's gonna pretty much solo kill them with 4 or 5 attacks. So if you can play around the group and then protect them for a disintegration.
Oh wow! Big commitment. They did not see the TP. They just saw him that he was there, and now he saw the pinball being used. He can stop his TP. There he can with pounds. There we go. The impale on top of that. At least one more kill for Skitter. Actually, wicked. Oh my God! 600 gold for Skitter. That was a worthwhile kill. Usually supports don't matter, but Astral's too good. Did he really get...
He's 7-1, dude. He's gigantic on Shadow.
Okay, no. That's huge for Skitter. That's gonna keep him close to the BKB.
Astral has more than half of the kills the entire Tundra team has.
Yeah, never mind. Astral's too good. Astral's too good for this game.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And with the Refresher on Brew, we're reaching a small power spike here for Tundra, honestly. We've seen how powerful Brew can be with Refresher. The problem is 3 needs to now play it super safe. He's been getting caught out because he has no A on disc, right? Where he just can't get Primal Split off. They have too many stuns, and you have to prevent that from happening.
I agree.
So, there's no shouting at this time, so they can't see the puck. Actually, pretty major depth chart in the middle of this. Luna can fight the Soul Mine on top of this. Check the PKB, and the Eclipse will come out. Recruit's already dead. Skitter, he might be strong enough now. Kill the score on top of that. That was such a good depth shroud use, honestly.
It was. I mean, I don't know. I think that was a big blunder from Buckchef. They should have probably just hold their triangle with 4 of their heroes. They split the puck too much. Let's see. Yeah, Roche is not gonna blast Tundra, but that's still a huge fight for them. 24 essential stacks. This might be a tier 2 for Tundra.
I love that Nyx is tanking this because he has the extra regen from Bar.
Yeah.
I agree. I think they underestimated how important Astral was for their team fight because he's the only hero that's really denying the Batrider. Without him, Nine is, well, a hero again, right?
Yeah, I agree. Also, we only used one of the 4 possible primal splits, so I even wonder how much you're gonna force this. Oh, he's attacking. Okay.
This one, PogChamp can still I mean, well, 30 seconds for the Luna. They want to try forcing a buyback. That's pretty bad. In fact, if you kill someone here with like a double damage room, for example, on Scare, this would be huge. But
I mean, they're being so...
well, he's gonna keep him in place. Let's go, Melis. He's been soulbound, but Melis doesn't care about the soulbind.
This is good, I think. They held the double damage the whole time, so showing that Tundra, they are only there to force things. They forced Rolling Thunder. Ideally, they wanted a buyback. But let's see if they can roach with the double damage. He's losing stacks, though, so I don't think he has enough damage. They probably want to take an advantageous fight holding this high ground.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
I'm gonna get this. It's not a bad shot to get to the Brewmaster, actually. That's not like he took the new full skin.
Okay, so they're smoking. There's the next though.
Rolling Thunder in 10 seconds. They're going a bit too soon, maybe. There's the final split from 3-3. Pot goes in, and goes available. Krillat has the Eclipse, activates Mask of Madness, walks into the Roshan pit, but they want to fight Krillat first. The double damage is active on Slark. Krillat has to be careful. They've stunned him. Die here. No! Without Krillat, what are you going to do now, PogChamp? They even solo away your Krillat. And the lasso for Desperate, this time the Aeros will save him. And at least Melis is capable of getting the NZ. You will lose to Kalis. Melis, we don't have Dark Pact here, so the lucky shot will annoy Skitter enough.
That's what you get.
We're seeing DNZ TP. There's a lack of mana on Slark. They give him a bit more, but he should go back to the Roshan instead. Oh, wow. They even fight Desperate. I don't think they can turn this into a kill.
That was, yeah, that was another mistake from PogChamp. The way, like, you should never use your Luna's VKB to join the pit like that, unless you know the Roche's OHP, which they had no idea. And I mean, it's a Slark. He doesn't do it really quickly, so he was just controlled the whole time by Skitter. That was that was not the play.
There, the desperation was very noticeable because they had Pangos rolling in 10 seconds, and he could have just initiated with that. But they're like, oh, what if they take a Roche? All of a sudden, they turn the game around, and they are. They actually are turning the game around. So I can't truly credit them for that play because I completely get where they're coming from, right? You don't have this information like we do. They're thinking this.
It's actually Tundra playing well because they forced the Rolling Thunder middle when they went there.
Yes. So, I understand where PogChamp is coming from. That just happens to be, honestly, a Cayman thing play. That's a turnaround. Skitter will get Scotty now. Now the Luna is no longer capable of fighting the Slark. Once the Scotty comes out, mind you.
Yeah, I already feel like it's pretty hard for her to fight. Like, I think she can fight this Lark. The problem is the team is not really protecting the Luna. They're splitting the fight on Tundra, and Luna always ends up solo for Skitter, and then that's impossible. But I do feel like they can't take those fights. They have to somehow not get distracted by, you know, the Batrider, the Nyx, the Brew. There's a lot of distractions, so I don't blame them that much.
Please stop spoiling in chat, guys, especially when we get leads like this. You make it less exciting for other people, and it's not funny. Nobody likes spoilers. Nobody likes you guys when you spoil. Stop doing that. Each and every one of you will be banned, and you ruin the enjoyment of such an exciting game for others. Thank you very much. That's been my PSA. Let's go back to the Dota. Sorry. Maybe with Satanic on Luna, the only problem is that by the time that we get Scotty, that's going to be nullified, as you mentioned, so...
I think it would be a good fodder album. That was very, you know, that was very calm and polite, even though you were clearly pissed.
Yeah.
That was good. Congrats.
If I had that in front of me, though, I'd be more of the old Spanish father who takes out the belt and goes, all right, spoiling. Anyway. Tower will fall in the top lane. Penta is short for PogChamp. We'll get Rolling Thunder ready. I mean, they can fight this, but I just feel like Thunder now having control of the game, so not making us play any longer. Eclipse just hit.
Smart, saving the Nyx.
Skitter, yeah, it's true. He's over kill. He's following the Eclipse. They want to kill him. Astral first, and they will get him. They lose the Agent Thought exchange. That's a fair trade. We don't have Eclipse though. Skitter still has the Shell Dance. He's bouncing back. He wants to help the backline. They don't want to let 9 die. And Desperate. Oh, he blinked backward. He got hit by the pounce. The waiting grip didn't save him. But patient for a second more, but Desperate's out of mana. Desperate, truly honoring his name. He needs to make one last hurrah, but he's not gonna get it. Last mana burn, and Desperate will die. Kurlat acted his BKB, but can he fight Skitter any longer? They also caught the Squirrel. Dark Pact will kill up to Kalis. Kurlat, annoying Skitter, but is that going to be sufficient? 3-3 might control him. They found Melis rolled up into a ball. He doesn't want to die. Skitter wants to kill him though. He wants to splash his Pango meat. Disruption will save him for now. Fuck champ. They're trying to go forward, but unfortunately this scary Slark and even scarier Nyx at this point is not letting them. This Ags was such a crucial pickup for snaking.
Dude, the DNZ Ags is the unsung hero of this whole fight. He actually got the barracks by himself. Like, while everyone was fighting, the Dark Porter literally took barracks. This is so insane, actually, by DNZ. Oh, lasso.
Okay, they caught Luna again. If Luna dies here, this is over. That's it. That's GG. Astral dies as well. That's a dieback.
Is under attack.
Very uncharacteristic or anticlimactic late game, but really good comeback before this.
Yeah.
Just well played by Tundra. Very well played.
I agree.